the famous Rabbanim yesteryear. And on Yom Kippur, it symbolizes the Hilula of a very great Moroccan rabbi. His name was Rabbi David Chaim Tsabach, Zecher Tzadik Debracha, one of the great rabbis towards the end of the 1700s and 1800s, respectively, of Morocco. He became a great Kabbalist and Mukubal. He was Posek Halacha, who rendered different halachic decisions, Jewish-related law decisions. He was a head of the Jewish court, and he was a rabbi of the prominent Torah area of Mrakash, especially during the heart of the 1800s in of itself. Let's explore some of the highlights of the great rabbi's life. So he was born in Marrakesh, in Morocco, and this was around the year 1768, and came from great rabbinic heritage. His father's name was Rabbi Yaakov Sabbah, and his mother's name was Mira, if I'm not mistaken, also. And he learned under auspices of the great rabbis of the city in of itself, including Rabbi Shlomo Asbag, who was a very, very great rabbi, a great Kabbalist, and the head of Jewish court in Morocco at that city. And also another great rabbi, Rabbi Musa ben David Ochayon. He himself was spoken about on various different occasions, who was also a Kabbalist, and he was a Rosh Yeshiva in Marrakesh. He was appointed a Dayan, I believe, in the year Hey Taf Kuf Ayin Zayin, and he would write different teachings within regards to authoring works within regards to Dayanut. And he had also connection with Rabbi Pinto Hakatan, also, who happened to be the head of the Jewish court in of itself. So he had very different positions, and I think he was in correspondence with other great rabbis in this specific generation, including Rabbi Shlomo Asbag. He happened to be Rabbi Shlomo Asbag, also a great Posek Halacha in his time in that specific area in of itself. He was actually in the rabbinic court along with Rabbi Sabbah. Also was Rabbi Avram Asulin, also another great rabbi. Rabbi Maimon Pinto also, and Rabbi Eliezer Chazan, who we've spoken about also, who was a rabbi in Marrakesh, and Rabbi Moshe Rosli, and also Rabbi Raphael Masud Ibn Mocha, who happened to be the author of the great Torah work, or called the Pardes Rimonim, respectively. And in this Bet Din in of itself, there was many of the great questions that came from Morocco to this city in itself, and many of the different workings was actually done. And I think he had correspondence, and the teachings of Rabbi Yitzchak ben Walid, who we've spoken about before, was very much, let's just say, utilized at that point in time. He corresponded also with Rabbi Raphael Aharon Monsonigo, another rabbi we've spoken about, and Rabbi Abram and Kaba, another great rabbi in that point in time. And I believe in the year 1833, he was now appointed the head rabbi of Marrakesh, a very prominent and great position that was. I believe that was after the passing away of the previous head rabbi of that, Rabbi Abraham Pinto HaKatan. And many great Torah, let's just say, in of itself, happenings actually occurred at that point in time. And it was a very, very top position. He was grappling with the most difficult decisions, and was really the head man in Marrakesh, and was responsible for so much. He passed away, I believe, in the year 1858. I think it was a night of Yom Kippur. And many of the great rabbis of the city of itself gave him a most lavish eulogy, I believe, including Rabbi Raphael Masud Ibn Mocha, Rabbi Avram Charosh, and many of the great rabbis of the city of itself. Now, he wrote some great works, great safarim in of itself. Some of them, I believe, was lost, and some of them were actually in print, included the Maskil David. This included various different chidushim on the Torah, and the drashot on the Shas, on the Talmud Babli itself, and there was a Hagalot on the Kabbalah, Al Otzrot Chaim. I think that was actually printed in Tunisia, if I'm not mistaken also. It was printed a second time in Jerusalem, I think in the year Tav Shin Samach Vav, I think through another foundation. Or there was another book called the Morat Tzedek, which was various different Torah laws within regards to the book of the Choshen Mishpat, respectively. It had also various different chidushim teachings on segulot within regards to medicine purposes, and also different laws within of itself. Another great book that was printed, I believe, in Tunisia and Tunis. Then there was a Sheilot and Shuvot, questions and answers book, I think from Rabbi David Sabbah, included the various different halachic renditions and teachings of the very different laws. I think it was on the Minhagim or Tripot, if I'm not mistaken, it was something. Let's explore a bit from his family. He left a lot of great descendants, I believe, and actually in of itself came from great heritage. I believe he had 2 sons and a daughter. Rabbi Yamin Sabbah, he became a Dayan in Marrakesh, respectively, and also in the village of Iginishani. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Also, he actually himself wrote various great drashot, I think, on Megillat Esther, the book of Esther. I think that was printed, I think, at one stage in time, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure exactly the placement says. Then another one of his kids, I think, was Rabbi Abraham Sabbah, who was a really, really great rabbi. And he actually himself printed the book, the Maskil David. And Mira, I believe that was his daughter's name also. So please, you can't light candles obviously on Yom Kippur, but learn more about him at different stages of time. He was one of the great rabbis of Morocco. He lived about 98 years of age, 89 years of age, if I'm not mistaken. And he came from one of the great rabbis of that specific generation himself. Among his generation, the caliber he was actually learning was Rabbi Abraham Pinto, Rabbi Ravel Masud ibn Mocha, and various different other great rabbis. So please don't forget to subscribe to channel, friends. We've already covered about 430 great rabbanim of yesterday. We've already covered probably about 50 rabbis at least from Morocco, probably a dozen already from Marrakesh. We're a community here. We're learning all about the history of the great Sephardi rabbanim of yesteryear. And please learn more, and wishing you all blessings from Israel. Take care, and Gama Chatima Tova, because I am recording this just before the most important day of the year, the important fast of Yom Kippur.